This week on the Evolve to Form podcast, we discussed our favorite way to get your movement in throughout your day, movement snacks.
We discussed what a movement snack is,
Examples of movement snacks to add in throughout your day,
the benefits of movement snacks for your general health.
how movement snacks can improve mobility, strength, and cardiovascular health over time.
So get ready to learn how you can implement this small change in your life, and let's get started.
Hey, welcome back to the Evolve to Form podcast. I am Kingsley,
I'm Jordan.
and this week's topic is going to be movement snacks. So movement snacks is this word that might be getting thrown around social media and just along the interwebs. And so we want to kind of discuss like what this is more so, because Jordan, I did observe that the last couple of days, you've been going back to, you've been getting back into, teaching dance classes, and kind of like see that maybe there's, I can see you kind of limping around a little bit. You've been getting on that foam roller. You've been hitting up the Norm Attack. You've been even using like the H-Wave and Mark Pro, right? To kind of get that soreness out. And so it's just like, I'm trying to think here. It's like, well, okay, maybe over the summer.
I feel like I'm about to be attacked.
There's no attack here, but maybe over the summer, you kind of, you took some time off from dance and then you got right back into it and you taught like, how many classes so far in 2 days?
8.
All right, so eight dance classes. It's a lot of movement, and like now it's like she's paying the price for it. So, am I right about that?
You'll receive my 2 weeks in the mail. Yeah, I think I was thinking the same thing. Like, I did have a pretty sedentary summer, but in my defense, I had a lot going on. So I moved, that was a lot, and just like doing a lot here. So every time I would go home, I'd be exhausted. So I didn't feel like working out. So I'm interested to hear about these movement snacks because maybe it could have helped a little bit.
Right, it has potential to help. I guess mostly a movement snack is just really saying, it's really something that is built in for someone who is so busy that may not have the time to like dedicate an hour going to the gym or just even like a really like large block of time to get some exercise in.
Yeah.
So a movement snack could be something that's really short, right? It's just like anywhere that could be lasting 30 seconds to 5 minutes. These like bite-sized chunks of physical activity, potentially like spread out throughout the day, that could accumulate into something that looks like one long period of time, like in the gym or training or doing something, but it doesn't have to feel like that. So it's a great way, I think, for us to start like stacking on a new habit, a new change, just so that we can get just a little bit more, more activity throughout the day.
Okay, so is the only difference between a movement snack and a traditional workout the amount of time?
Not necessarily just the amount of time. It could
Okay.
also be like, am I just doing something with a weight versus body weight? So it could be just lighter resistance. I guess like I'm going to argue lighter in intensity because it depends. Because intensity you can dictate. You can like dictate your pace. You can dictate how much time you want to rest in between. But yeah, it's just really saying like, hey, I don't have access to equipment, but what other things can I do, which are going to just like increase my baseline, basal physical activity throughout the day.
What is basal physical activity?
Well, it's just like the basic physical activity that you need, that you'd perform like throughout the day just to like get by. So it could be like just like laying in bed all day. Like I've just moved my arm and just, fed myself some Cheetos all day while I'm watching Netflix. Like that's my basal activity. But kind of joking aside, right? It's just like, it's everything that just doesn't, it's just the basic stuff that you need to function on a daily basis. Like, so if you're a student going to school, coming back from school, type of thing. If you work, it's like going to work, coming back from work, and then that's really it. Not incorporating other things like going for a walk, even like taking the stairs. I might just take the elevator, to go from floor to floor. So that's just kind of like baseline basal activity to me.
Okay, so can you give some examples? Because now like the wheels are turning. Okay, so like can you give us some examples of what that could be?
Yeah, I mean, it could just be saying like that, like you will break up your day if you're sitting at a desk or if you're just like have been still for a little bit of time. Get up and do like 50 squats. Body weight squats. It doesn't have to be anything, but at least that way you're just going to like change your energy levels. You'll give yourself a little bit of a boost of metabolism. You're gonna get some blood circulating a little bit more. You get your joints just to bend a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just something like that. Or like you could just say, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but instead of walking to the bathroom, I might just like either move there with a little bit of pace. I might just
Okay.
jog, or I might just do something
I
a
thought you were
little
gonna
bit
say like
differently.
lunge to the bathroom.
I mean,
well, if you jog to the bathroom,
right.
people are gonna think.
Well, I mean, but then you can also like kind of like test your bladder and kind of work on holding it in and pelvic floor strength. But
I don't know if Juicy would agree with that.
but as long as you don't hold it for too long and wait, but change it a little bit. Just so like move with a little more pep in your step, move with a little bit more of intention, and that's really it. Because then you just get a little bit of an increase in your heart rate and stuff like that. If you want to be the weirdo, not the weirdo, but like someone who benefits the physical activity, yeah, go ahead and lunge to the bathroom.
Well, yeah. What would you say to the people that are like, I'm not just gonna stand up and do 50 squats at my cubicle? Like, the only thing I could think of is like get your whole all your friends at work to do it with you.
Exactly, yeah.
Make it a team effort. But then like, what if her boss is like, sit down?
Well, I don't know. I mean, then it's like maybe you have that conversation and be like, hey, boss, did you know that physical activity is going to improve our productivity, and it's going to improve our creativity? It's going to allow us to feel better about ourselves. Like, isn't that important?
I mean, yeah, but some bosses, they don't care. Like, you're very nice and like you got like the sunshine in your eyes. I'm with you guys. Like, some bosses are like, this is a place of work. Sit down.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you can go to the bathroom, do your 50 squats in there.
You could, yeah. Sure.
I mean, just walk and go to the water cooler.
Right.
Or still have that.
Yeah, exactly. So even like getting yourself up like more often, and just allow yourself to take more steps throughout the day. So go to the water cooler more often. If like the obvious type of stuff, like if you're going to if you're gonna go grab lunch and like the place is like down the block, walk. Don't take your car. Or if there's a lot of steps in your office or stairs at home, instead of going up and down one step at a time, skip a step. Skip steps. That becomes a lunge, right? So it's just like being able to just like give yourself just a little bit more, to work with. And even those little changes will change, the amount of calories that you'll end up burning throughout the day. And that could be a start.
So, and what about those things? I don't know if you've seen, but like they have these like trendy, like under the desk things.
Yeah.
What do you think about those? It's like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's some things that are like it looks like pedals on a bicycle that you can pedal while sitting at your desk, or sometimes they have like the stepper that you can do at your desk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a mini elliptical.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like a mini bicycle.
Yeah. But you do it sitting.
I know.
So like those bosses like won't know. But like, okay, yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I think there's better choices.
Yeah.
If that's all you can do because of like the restrictions of your workplace or space that you're in, that is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I would promote and say, hey, look, can you do things that you're gonna move your joints to a fuller ranges of motion? So if it was a bigger wheel, you bend your knees more and all of those things. But yeah, I mean, if you're limited, something like that, but instead of just having a device and wasting your money, then just like tap your foot up and down, and just like at least that way you're moving and you're kind of fidgeting to some point here. But we want to try our best to get our butts out of a seat, get up, change your positions, constantly move. And even from that standpoint, if you're just like up on your feet, in weird positions at your desk or your workstation, that's a lot better. So yeah, I mean, I would say do that, but that's probably the last thing we want to do.
Yeah.
But
it's better than nothing, but it's not the best choice.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to benefit more just like from going for a walk.
Okay. And how many movement snacks do you think we should be getting a day?
That's up to you. I mean, like, because if you're like coming off like the couch and you haven't done anything, just that one change of like working for, 5 minutes or even less than 5 minutes and saying, hey, I mean, imagine this, like you haven't done anything and yeah, we asked you to do 50 squats, like, and it doesn't even have to be in at one time. It could be like, I'm just gonna do like 10 squats, like, in the morning, and I'm gonna do 10 squats in the afternoon, and I'm gonna do 10 squats in the evening. That's 30 squats. That's 30 more squats than I've done, that I did yesterday, and I can continue to stack on that. So that really depends like on your level of physical activity. If you're someone who is like, who likes to work out a ton, your schedule's so busy, then yeah, I mean, I would probably say like, let's try to accumulate like 4 to 5 separate movement snack episodes throughout the day so that we can accumulate basically 20 to 25 minutes of work. That's like the minimum like recommendation for like, I guess, moderate and physical activity, so at least that way you're kind of just like holding the line, and still feel good about yourself. But yeah, I mean, that's going to depend on your pre-existing fitness level. And then you can kind of even chart that out and say, 1 week I'll do, for the first week I'll do one block every day. And then the second week I'll add another one. And, and before you know it, then you're ready to, then you've accumulated a good amount of work.
Okay. And it all goes back to setting realistic goals.
Yeah.
We always like to talk about it.
That's right.
So don't listen to this episode and be like, oh my God, I'm going to do 50 squats today and 20 jumping jacks every 30 minutes, at like one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Don't set yourself up for failure. You got this. Okay. I feel like it always turns into like a motivational talk by me. And would you say that, do movement snacks replace a longer workout, or is it more of like a supplement?
Depends on your training. It depends on your training program and what your goals are. So it can replace it, because if you, I mean, look, we're fortunate that we're in a space that has exercise equipment. So like there are even sometimes like during my day, if in between appointments or have some free time, my movement stack would be like, I'm going to do 100 kettlebell swings in 5 minutes, and like, so for somebody else that might be like, that's a full workout. Yeah. So it's definitely can, right? So because if you accumulate that over time, it's like the level of the intensity that you're working at can be very high. So 100 kettlebell swings in 5 minutes, I break it down so I do 20 per minute. I give myself like about 30 seconds to rest in between. That's high intensity, So yeah, that to me could supplement it, especially if I pick up like maybe 2 or 3 other movement blocks like that, moving at that type of pace with equipment, then I definitely feel it. But there's definitely other body weight exercises in general, right, which can be challenging in itself. I mean, try doing, imagine like you set a goal and say, hey, like 3 times a day, I'm going to like walk past that pull-up bar and I'm going to do 10 pull-ups. Before you know it, you've done 30 in a day. That's a pretty significant amount, of work. Yeah. I mean, we got that sled here, so we can load that up every single time, and we can kind of like, I don't know, pinky swear on it. Every time we walk by that sled, we'll push it there and back at least like, 4 times with some weight on it. And then you'll just like stack on a bunch of physical activity there that you weren't even planning. True.
I like how in this episode we started off by shaming me that I didn't move, and then you're like, for my movement snack, I should do like 100 kettlebell swings in 5 minutes.
I mean, look, that was
We get it. You're a fitness professional.
No, but it wasn't intentional. And
No. I'm messing with you, I know.
But it's just like, yeah, everybody has like their different like level of intensity, their definition of an intensity, so and look, don't get me wrong, I won't go do that every day.
Oh, I know.
I might say like,
I see it.
I might be like, maybe I'll commit like a month to it and see how I feel there. I mean, you do 100 kettlebell swings a day, whew,
yeah,
you're good. Okay?
Yeah. Well, it's also hard because, and like, what this is like for people that like you have to be physical in your job. So you as a physical therapist, me as a dance teacher, and like anyone else that's listening, it's hard to find that balance of working out for yourself while also making sure you're not fatiguing your body so much that you're unable to perform at your job.
Yes, 100%. And another thing too is just that, with the movement snacks too, this is something, like just because you did something that was not in a gym with equipment and with time that you carved out of your day to exercise, it still counts as exercise, right? So you don't have to go to bed feeling guilty that you didn't do anything, right? You go to bed with peace of mind that you actually did something, sprinkled it in throughout your day, and you got the work done.
Yeah.
Right. That's really like that's an important piece that I think we should understand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because I feel like we kind of get stuck in that mentality of like, well, I didn't put on my cute matching set, and I didn't put my headphones on, and I didn't go to the gym,
Yeah.
and I didn't do the sauna after. But like, it doesn't have to be that whole like routine. I don't know how people have time to do that, all that. If you have time, I really commend you. I really don't, especially after our sleep episode and me personally like prioritizing my sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how people do it. Last year, I was going to the gym after I was teaching classes. I was getting home at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I didn't eat dinner yet.
Right.
How do people do that?
That's something too. Like you taught classes, you were moving in that already, so you got your physical activity in.
Yeah.
You know, so you got all those movement stacks in and more.
Yeah.
You know, and you had a very long day.
Yeah.
You know, and you just wanted more.
Yeah, because I feel like dancing is not going to, like, grow my muscles in the way that I was looking to grow my... Or, like, strengthen my body in the way that I was looking to strengthen my body. So how would you say that these small bouts of movement can improve things like mobility and strength and, like, cardiovascular health over time?
Well, it aggregates. It just accumulates across the board, you know? So it's like, yeah, so of course, yeah, like just like kind of alluding to the fact of like those little like pedal bikes under your desk, like for, you know, mobility, like let's try to pick something that's going to have us express our full ranges of motion more, you know, getting the bends in all of our joints, getting everything to go to the extremes as much as we can, because all of those in general, it's just always going to condition our ligaments, you know, our tendons, our joints itself, you know, it's a reminder like, hey, you're supposed to you're supposed to be able to bend and straighten in every direction here, and so that we just don't become like this, like we create a cast of stiffness around our body, you know. And it's the same thing too with our cardiovascular system. Be like, hey, heart, now we're not coasting here at 70, 90 beats a minute here. Like there are some times where we have to get a little bit faster, right? We need to be able to get the blood pumping.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to be able to get there, you know, move on a dime in some situations, right? Real life situations. So, yeah, so all of that stuff is just conditioning ourselves from that standpoint. Because, like, look, all of these things, like, again, you add in like one movement stack, you know, you're going to end up increasing the amount of calories you burn. You know, we call that non-exercise activity thermogenesis, right? It's long. NEAT is the short. It's like an acronym, right? So NEAT is short for it. But it's like we do that, then as we continue throughout the hours, our body will burn more calories because we've just like, you know, given us a little bit of that boost in activity. You know, so yeah, all of those things definitely accumulate because it's all about consistency over time.
Consistency is key.
That's right. Daily over decades, okay, like things like that is what you're looking at. So, and it's a lot, and we all know that it's a lot easier, you know, even as a student, you know, it's a lot easier to prepare for a test if you are constantly reading and staying up on the material, not as, you know, instead of cramming.
Yeah.
So this is just our way of saying we're not physically cramming.
Got it. We're putting a deposit in our bank of life.
Yes. Exactly. And all these, right. I love that because like all of these
That's
physical...
literally what you said like a couple episodes ago.
Right, there you go, right? It's the physical deposits into our account.
You're like, I love that. Whoever said that is a genius.
And I'm just taking this from somebody else who said it too, so I'm not
Who said it?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, we give you credit.
That's right.
And I feel like too, like personally, like sometimes if it's like a day of the week where I don't have dance and it's just like kind of a rest day and I'm like, okay, well, I want to move my body, but maybe I only have, like, it's a really busy day and I only have a couple minutes. And I'm like, well, if I don't have a full hour or if I don't have a full 30 minutes, like, it's not worth it. So I feel like
Yeah.
there's kind of like a mindset shift that has to happen
Mm-hmm.
with all of us, me included, where it's like, no, that 2 minutes is better than nothing.
So, yeah, 100%.
So what do you think people could do to like switch that mindset up?
Well, I mean, I would just say just try it, like because like even kind of taking your example again from the beginning.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that if there were just a few more movement stacks implemented in the day, the soreness would have been, right? The after effects would have been less. Am I going to say none? Probably not, because when you get back to an activity, it's so specialized like what you're doing.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. But like, because imagine this, like guys, like if we are working like all week and we want to go ahead and like play like flag football with our buddies or something like that, I can guarantee you that if throughout the week we're getting up and we're doing more things, that when we go play on that weekend, one, we're not going to be taking the breaks as much as we need to, where everyone's winded.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably going to be less after activity soreness as well, and then that will just continue to allow us to be consistent and show up for our friends the week after, the week after, the week after, and not have to drop off because we tweaked something or we hurt something. So it's just about like it's just allowing us to be much more durable.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
So so what we're gonna end up doing here too, guys, is in the show notes we're gonna end up like sharing just like a couple of like our favorite like movement stacks that you can implement throughout the day. If it's in the office, you might look like the office weirdo, but we don't care because we know that you're doing good for your body. But we are gonna share just some things that you can start to add in if you're not sure what to do. Jordan, anything else?
And we will also put our Making Goals blog, because it's always so important to make attainable and appropriate goals so you don't set yourself up for failure. And keep moving.
Keep snacking.
Moving snacks. Or fruit and vegetables, but not candy.
Yeah.
Even though that's my snack of choice.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys.
We'll see you.